This video shows you the beginning chapter for Revit, which is chapter 2. We're going to create a lake cabin, so you're going to want to find the Revit shortcut, which for me is over here. You can also go to the start menu and type in Revit. So you want to just click on this and Revit will appear. The next thing you're going to want to do is open a new project. It always asks you what type of project you're going to start with. We're just going to start today with architectural. Typically we go somewhere else, so this is not always the standard, but we'll just click here, hit OK. And the difference between those templates is it loads different types of components, whether it be commercial doors or residential doors and so on. So what this textbook is going to have you do to begin with is you're going to work off of this relatively rough sketch here. So this is what you're going to create, is a lake cabin that looks like this. In the end, it will actually look like this simple house here with this kind of layout. And if you look, this layout here was drawn in Revit, whereas this was that sketch I just showed you. Let's go back to Revit. The way this works is you want to start by drawing walls. So you just come up here, make sure you're in the architecture tab and click wall. Now you want to say generic 12-inch, so this is changing the type of wall. We're going to make it a 12-inch wall since this is an exterior wall. The height, we do not want 20-foot high walls. That's pretty high. We're going to make them 9 feet. You can just type in 9 and it will assume that was feet. And you want to change this location line to exterior. All right. So now we can start drawing our walls. I'm going to click somewhere up here towards the upper left corner, and you can see it's showing you the dimensions right now. We want it to be a 48-foot wall, so you can just type 48. You can also type 48 in a singular quote mark, and that'll give you feet. You could even type 0 inches and then you'll see you have the double quotation mark. That means inches. And now you're just going to come down, and this will be 26. Now the reason I changed to 25.6 is because of where the wall is located. Let me explain that in a minute. So we typed 48 and it says 47. That's because if you look, our location line is set to exterior, which means the exterior measurements are going to be what you type in. So the 48 goes outside to outside, whereas this 47, if I zoom in, you'll see that these blue lines actually pick up the middle of the wall. So that's also why it showed us not 26 earlier. Okay, now we're going to draw interior walls. So right now we have the exterior walls drawn. Go back to the architecture tab, click on wall. And now we don't need 12-inch walls. That's pretty thick for an interior wall. I'm going to change them to 5-inch. And now we want this to be center line, because on interior walls you always work off the center line. So we're going to come over here and let it snap to the middle. Just like in Inventor, you see how it's showing you an X, and then when you get towards the middle, at the midpoint, it'll snap to a triangle shape. So you want to click there. And you're going to come out. And we are going to type 20 space 2 space 1 half. Revit automatically assumes the first number is the feet, and then the next numbers are the inches. So it will interpret this as 20 feet, 2.5 inches. I'm going to hit enter, and you'll see that it did just that. Oh, now my measurement went away, but you could quickly see that it said 22.5. Okay, now I'm going to hit escape so that it's not connected to this wall, and come back and hit wall again, and everything will stay the same in terms of the defaults. And do you see how it's snapping, so that you can lightly see that blue line, that it's snapping to the end of that wall? So that's what I want. And you can also see that Revit automatically joins walls to walls. Okay, lastly, we're going to draw the bathroom walls over here. It wanted a dimension of 10 by 7. So I'm going to go down until I see 7 and click in there. And now we have our bathroom. All right, now I want to, if I click on this wall, you can see that it shows you all the different settings. So finish face exterior, unconnected 9 feet. If I click on one of the interior walls, it's set up to level 2. If I show you a 3D model, so if you click on this button, you'll see a 3D model of your house. You'll see that, sure enough, these interior walls are slightly higher. This is something I just want you to recognize for now. We're going to leave it, but there is a way that you can tell walls to connect to a specific level rather than just being an unconnected height. So to get out of this view, you can close this. And now we're back in our floor plan view. Now we're going to add doors. So instead of walls, now you just click door. And we want a single flush, and we want it to be 80 feet. So I'm going to pick 36 by 80 feet tall instead of 84. And now you're going to place it around here. And I'll click that down. If you look at the original drawing that I showed you, however, the door swinging this way, in this case, but in the drawing, it's swinging towards the wall. This is a very important point, so we want to go back to Revit. I'll hit escape. Escape is your friend in Revit, and now these blue arrows will flip the door for you. So you can flip it this way. You could also flip it to the outside. That's not what we want, so we'll leave it like this. Okay? Now we're going to add more doors. The other interior doors are going to be only 30 inches tall by 80. The reason is a 36-inch door for the front door. You want a wider door for the front door than the interior doors. And now you just want to make this match what you see here. So they're swinging towards the doors, the walls here, and swinging towards the wall here. So I'll let you add those in. So before I pause the video, I want to show you one trick. So when you're placing doors, if you click towards one side of the wall or the other, you'll see that it's going to change your door. So click towards the inside where you want it to swing. And now this door is also by default going to swing the same direction. If you hit the space bar while you're placing it, then it will flip it for you. So I'm going to click that down. And over here and there. Now we have our doors. Okay, next we're going to add our windows. Ignore these weird numbers that just showed up. So I'm going to click on window. For whatever reason, this textbook wants you to add a fixed window, which means it won't open, which seems sort of strange in a lake house. But we're going to click this down and pick, you can see these are the fixed windows, 36 by 72. I'll click that size. All right, so for these windows, you want to always click towards the outside. That will put the exterior side of the window in the appropriate location. So we're just placing these approximately for now. So you want it so that it's 8 feet from that wall. And I'm going to put one down here, right around there. And now with this still selected, you can change this. We're going to change it to a thinner window, so it's a little skinnier. And now we're going to put another one over here. And 2 more on both sides of this one. And you can see that it changes the location of the window if I click towards the outside or the inside. Now, I did not have these windows the same dimension. That was not a good move. You should probably make it so that those windows are the same width apart. You can check and see how this looks on the 3D view. Lastly, you want to place windows that are 24 by 48, so they're a little shorter in the bedroom and in the bathroom. So they're going in the corner of each bedroom. And then again in the bathroom where it shows on that original floor plan. If you look at the floor plan, you'll see there are windows in those same corners in the bathroom. Okay, I'm going to stop this video and you can pick up on the next part 2 of chapter 2 to put the roof and the annotations on.